her doubts, her fears tend to leave when she's in the presence of a man who has non-judgment, and that's honestly himself, making her wild, untamed, and completely destructive, but at the same time making her more loving, deeply sexual, and full of her essence. Be honestly yourself if you want her to be honestly herself. And when you have two people being honestly themselves, the mix is being oneself. So guys, the topic that I want to address to you today is, first of all, look at this beautiful shit around me. This is New York City. I'm in Washington Square Park, and it's so alive all the time here. So I'll stay focused with you, and I want you to stay focused with me, with everybody walking past and doing everything. The main topic of this video today is women say they want a guy who is what? They say, you know, I want a nice guy, I want a guy who is sweet, I want a guy who can really just make me feel good, who is, you know, just really tender to me. And yes, women do want that. They say they want that, and they absolutely want that. And I'm not against that. But what do women really want when it comes to nice guys? What do women really want when they say, I want a nice guy? What does that mean for real? Because I think a lot of guys are like, you know what? I've been told that if I'm nice, then she'll like me. I've been told that if I'm just really sweet to her and I do everything to not piss her off, I'm doing the right thing as a man. And this is so much a lie. It's so far from the truth. So fucking far that I'm here to reveal to you what the truth is. The truth is, the truth is, when women say they want a nice guy, they do. They absolutely do. And I don't want you to get that out of your mind that they don't. But the question that's never addressed is, what if the guy's too nice? What is he absolutely too nice? And the reason why I started thinking about this question is because a lot of women say, you know, I want a guy who's nice, but they'll never address what if he's too nice. And guys are walking around being too nice and not really knowing that that is not attractive at all. Being too nice will leave you with no one, or leave you with a woman who absolutely runs all over you. And if you don't want that, you need to understand what nice means to a woman. So, let's go to a story back earlier in this year, in January. I'm sitting down with one of the girls, one of the hottest girls I've ever slept with in my life. She has purple hair and she's amazing and she has a fucking great body. And we're sitting there and she starts to talk about a story about a guy who never left the house. And they had a one-night stand and he never left the house and he just stayed around. And from him staying around, she started to get annoyed by him. And she was so annoyed, and Jess was talking about this as well, Jess Jules, the lady that works with us. They were both talking about this story. And the main thing that I got from this thing that really stuck out to me is that it was like, yeah, you know, this guy was nice, and they was talking about it. And then Jess said something about the guy being nice that she was with, but he wasn't too nice. And she was like, yeah, I hate guys who are too nice. And that really stuck with me. Because I was like, a lot of guys think that when women say they want a guy that's nice, it means I want a guy who's so nice who never makes me feel unpleasantly. And this is a fucking lie. This is a complete lie because she really wants to feel everything around you and your presence, but you have the mixed construe that she wants you to only be nice and sweet and gentle. And that's the only one setting that she wants. And anything outside of that, you're being a bad man. And as I walked away from this situation, I started to think that a lot of guys actually don't have clarity on this. They don't have clarity on what being a nice guy means. They don't have clarity on what being too nice means. So, for me, in that situation, I was like, I'm going to clear this up for men. I'm going to allow men to know that being too nice will never get you the woman, and being too nice, it can get you women, but it only draws certain women to you who walk all over you. Certain women to you who don't really like you for you, and they will do things to fuck your life up, and they will do this thing that was destructive to see who you really are, because they can feel that you're not being your most self. They can feel that you're not being honest with yourself, so this makes them retreat backwards into something inside themselves that they don't know why they're acting out. And even the girl I'm with right now, she said that she was with a guy before me, or a few exes before me, And as she was with him, she would do things to try to bring the side out of him. And that's because he was being too nice. And when a guy's too nice, that will bring really destructive sides out of a woman. And I definitely could attest to this. I remember when I was growing up and I had this whole thing of being the white knight. And what does the white knight mean? Saving women from their pain. And I did that everything from my mom to every girl that I was with until I was 22 years old. I mean, it's 3 years ago when I stopped doing this. But in my whole life in doing this, oh man, it was treacherous. Although I was getting laid, although I had women in my life, it was treacherous on the inside for me. I was scared to express myself. I was scared to show who I really am, which is all around expression of who you are. I just didn't really want to express myself fully because if I did, I will make others feel uncomfortable. I was scared to be direct and honest sometimes because I saw the ways people would respond to that. And it made me go on the inside. And I was like, I don't want to do that because I can see me pushing people away. And the fact that I'm pushing people away, I don't want to do that anymore in my life because I want people to like me. I want people to just accept me for who I am. And in doing that, it led me into many different things I didn't want to be in. It led me to going to church over and over and over, and sometimes going because I knew that was the right thing to do, but on the inside, I really wanted something else. It led me to getting women into my life who brought a lot of baggage, and me taking that on and trying to save them and do things for them that was way outside of my energy. And from that, to trying to save my mom from her pain, always being there for her, it just piled up and piled up and piled up and piled up to the point that I got tired. I completely got tired, and I was like, oh man, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to continue to save women from their pain. I don't want to continue to go down this route of me having to be something that I'm not. Me having to express things in a way that's not congruent to me. Me having to just be in front of people and be scared of saying things to not offend them. It all snowballed inside me, and I was like, all right, it's got to go. I'm so tired of this that it has to leave. So what I decided to do is that I decided to start being rude. I went to the extreme and I started being rude, and it was completely out of bitterness, but I started being rude. I really did. I was just like, you know what, fuck this. I'm just gonna say whatever I want. When women are around me, if they don't, like who I am, then fuck them. If I have to speak in a way that pushes women away, so be it. And I was doing this so much that, it showed me that I get respect. That's what it did show me. Now, of course, being bitter and being rude is not a lovely thing to do to others. But I wanted to just get out of that so much that I went off the deep end. I completely went off the deep end, and it showed me that when I start at least expressing what I want to express, respect came my way. When I started to at least have boundaries on things, women started to respect me. Women started to want me more. A lot of things started to happen in my life of people just wanting to be around me, and at the same time, people not wanting to be around me because that is something that some people didn't jive with. And I had to be okay with that. And it went through one more cycle. And that other cycle was me coming to peace with the fact of I can be clear, I can be gentle, and I can be firm about whatever it is that I want to express to others. And I don't have to be in this rut of, okay, I have to be rude, I have to be somebody that expresses something to push people away and have a fuck you attitude towards it. I don't have to be like that. I can be somebody that's completely okay with the fact that some people will like me. Some people won't. When I express this, some women want to like me, some women won't. And just that cycle of going through some like me, some don't, it really made the difference in my life. And from there, that's when I started to really get people to me who loved me for me. People to me who didn't love me for me. And they just walked out of my life, or I cut them out of my life. So in expressing that, I started being honestly myself. And that's what I was talking about in the beginning of this video, in the poem that I told you. Be honestly yourself. If you want to be a man that really evokes the deepest part of a woman, you're gonna have to learn how to be fully and deeply yourself when you're around people, just in general, and especially when you're around women, because women mirror to you the things inside of you that you're afraid of expressing, but they also mirror to you the things inside of you that are beautiful and evolving and amazing and lovely. And as a man, and as you go out there and you want to really be someone that gives women the nice guy that they really want, which is the guy who's sweet to them, that's gentle to them, but at the same time, who can stand up to them, because women never talk about that. And that's so crazy, man. And a lot of guys walk around so confused, and I know why. Because there's no clear advice out there about what does this nice guy shit mean. What is it all about? Is it about just being so nice and leading you down a road of heartache? Or is it about being a nice person and at the same time being somebody that has strength on the inside to walk away? Strength on the inside to say no. Strength on the inside to set boundaries. These are all the things that you're gonna have to learn to get into. So how can you go out there and start to allow women to be whatever they want in your presence? How can you allow women to really want you? Really want the fact that you are a guy that's nice, but at the same time you are a guy that's strong? How can you start to build things inside of yourself that allows that? The first thing I would say is, as I said in many of my videos, first accept that you will not be liked by every woman that you meet. First accept that, and all people. If you can accept the fact that when I go up to certain people and I say hello, they might not like me, you'll start to build peace within yourself about who you are and who you honestly are. If you can go up to women and really feel that, yeah, maybe she likes me, maybe she don't, I'm okay with that, then you start to build peace around some women will like me, some women won't. That is the peace that many men are actually looking for. The peace within themselves to be able to go out into the world and express whatever it is they want to express, and be okay if people don't like that. Be okay if judgment comes their way. Be okay if somebody doesn't have a good opinion about them. This is what it really is all about. So I made the title that women say they want a nice guy, but really, because I want you to understand that nice guy doesn't really mean like you being a man that's sweet and only accommodating for her and making her always feel pleasancy. No, it doesn't mean that. Being nice is also being nice to yourself and what it is that you want to express. That's being nice to yourself. So be a nice guy to yourself, really. Be nice and obedient to the parts of yourself that you want to express. Love that more than you want to woman. And a lot of guys, they go, is this a thing? Yes. Turn the focus in a different direction. The focus is just in the wrong place. Your focus is on what can I do to please her? And that is the wrong focus for you to have, because if you have that focus, you will always be for the other person. You will always be doing things to please the person that you're in front of. I don't care who it is. But the moment you shift the focus to yourself, you go within yourself and you go, all right, I'm going to put the focus on me expressing this thing right now. I'm going to put the focus on me setting this boundary right now and me adjusting and having empathy for the fact that she may respond bad to it, but I'm still going to do it. Be nice to yourself, guys. But that's what I really want you to do. Because a lot of you guys are like, oh my God, man, how can I go out there in the world and get the women that I really want? First, start being nice to yourself and then move from that place. And how do you be nice to yourself? Be obedient to the things that you want to express and focus purely on that when you're in front of women. Focus purely on the expression of what you do and let go of her response. Your truth is more important to you and is more valuable to you than that any particular woman will ever be. Any woman in the world is nowhere near important than your own alignment with your own truth, moment to moment. There's nothing more important than that. And I will always stand by that because I really feel that. And the moment I live from that place, that's when I'm the most clear, I'm the most attractive, I'm the most vital, I'm the most alive inside. And I'm able to move in the world in a way that's congruent to me. So to help you guys out, when women say they want a nice guy, they do. They want a guy who's pleasant, sweet, and lovely to them, but at the same time, they want a guy who's able to stand up for himself. A man who's able to go for what he believes in. A man who's able to go for what he wants. A man who's obedient to the expression that's inside of himself, who don't block it off because he's afraid of honestly expressing himself. So I hope you guys got a lot of value out of this, because this is very important, I think, for any man who's watching this video, is for you to always keep that inside of you. I'm here in New York City on this lovely day. It's the sun shining. You know, there was almost a fight over there. There's so many things happening here. I love you guys, and subscribe below to Essence of Solo. And I see you when I see you, man.